Neurofeedback as rehabilitation therapy for stroke. I'm Dr. Trish Lee. Let's talk about this important discussion about stroke recovery and how it has advanced and moved into the new millennium. And so many people do not know about the efficacy of neurofeedback for stroke recovery. And if you don't know my background, I started as a speech language pathologist a long time ago and studied after all my initial training. Then I moved into studying cognition, thinking. And a second PhD that I earned is in cognitive science. So I have been thinking about stroke recovery for a really long time. And back in the day, I did it more traditionally. What you need to understand is that especially when you add neurofeedback to your traditional therapies, like speech, physical therapy, occupational therapy, vision therapy, whatever therapies you might need based upon those important assessments, when you add neurofeedback in as comprehensive care, you get better faster. Now, there's scientific studies, and I want to show you this one here on my trusty tablet, is that this study shows, and it's by Renton et al., and if you go to my blog post at drtrishlee.com, there will be a blog post on stroke recovery, and it will have a link to this important study, plus another, but it will show you that following a stroke, one of the most important things you can do is have neurofeedback. And there's evidence that shows even a few hours after stroke, neurofeedback can begin to be used to start to heal the brain and bring it back towards the optimal brain performance pattern. But especially if neurofeedback is added within 6 weeks of the stroke, that is the window for bringing language function back online, bringing physical aspects of health and wellness, and wait till I tell you the outcomes that are seen through using neurofeedback as part of your comprehensive stroke recovery. And I'm going to read them off of this study, off of my screen, mainly so I don't miss any because they are totally awesome. So when people included neurofeedback, and sessions varied from a few to many, but that can be discerned from your brain map or your initial baseline brain performance pattern assessment. So any good provider, any neurofeedback expert is going to do a brain map and see how your brain is performing after stroke. Then we're going to know exactly which areas need to be brought back online, and I'll tell you what that means in just a second, and exactly how that is done. And when your neurofeedback expert does that and neurofeedback training is implemented, these are the outcomes, and I'm reading directly from the Renton study. The main outcomes are that people were able to gain better memory, better emotional regulation, thinking skills. They were able to concentrate, less distraction, more motivation, less fatigue, energy problems resolve, reading and speech and language abilities, and motivation. Motivation comes online, and motivation itself, when you're motivated to get better and then you go do those therapies and you keep doing your neurofeedback, your brain will start performing better and you will feel and perform better in your body. Okay, so this is how it works. After you have your brain assessment done, we know exactly what areas and what needs to be done. Now, typically what happens in stroke is that after stroke, there are areas of the brain that are not using electrical energy at all or are not using electrical energy well. And so typically what that means is there's much too much slow brain speed being used in the brain. That is called theta. So the number one protocol that this study shows that has been used is decreasing theta production, especially back here at an area called P3. That's in the parietal lobe. Now, it does matter where the insult or the injury happens to the brain. So, for example, this is the area that has to do with Wernicke's aphasia, comprehension aphasia. But sometimes people can have stroke further forward in the brain, which affects the ability to produce language closer to Broca's area. And there's another study that shows that training across the sensory motor strip, especially on the left side, can be really powerful. And that's because that area is between Wernicke's and Broca's area, and it can bring sensory motor integration back online, the ability to understand language, and the ability to produce speech, which is typically what is impacted by stroke. So the whole point is there's scientific studies that show that after a stroke, when neurofeedback is implemented, hopefully as soon as possible, it can really bring the brain back online, which that makes the other therapies work better. And I'm always a proponent of comprehensive care. Okay, hope this helps you out. If you have any questions, please email me at info@drtrishlee.com. I'm always happy to provide more information for you. And now I'm able to work with people across the globe because we offer brain mapping and neurofeedback training using a remote online platform and Zoom where we get to interact. So I can work with you even if you're across the world. And I do with many, many people. Okay, so let me know if I can help. And remember, control your brain or it'll control you.